I want to tell you a little bit about the context of my background so that you understand there's some juicy parts to that, but it also gives greater context behind who I am. So I've been an executive coach for 23 years. So I started coaching when coaching really didn't exist, or when people didn't really call it that or didn't know what it was. Before that, in my 20s and early 30s, I was an executive in the technology sector. I started off in sales. I worked in very, very high growth organizations, very pressures driven, very, very focused, performance oriented organizations, quite ruthless. That's where I learned my leadership style that didn't work. And so I worked in senior roles in Europe and in Asia. I also co-ran a software startup here in the UK. And I had and all of that led to me having an early midlife crisis where I really questioned what's it all about? Because I grew up with in a very results-oriented way with a strict father. I grew up as an achievement junkie. I got a first-class degree. I was a semi-professional footballer. I cycled John O'Groats to Land's End, the length of Britain, like nearly 1,000 miles at the age of 14 on my own. I'm like, oh my God, I'm already exhausted telling you about this. And then in my 20s, I got into sales and I worked like a nutter to achieve and become the top salesperson wherever I was. In my student summer holidays, I sold aerial photographs door to door, which was like the ultimate challenge to someone that was ludicrously driven. In my 20s, I was also living life on the edge. I was a skydiver. I had a motorbike. I had a motorbike accident. I broke my leg into 5 bits. I had a skydiving accident. And then in my 30s, I went on and I raced to the magnetic North Pole as a team of 350 miles. I also did 9 marathons, and I did 3 ultra marathons across the Gobi Desert, the Atacama Desert, and the Sahara Desert. And I really am exhausted telling you about this. It's an indication of the way I've tried to live my life fully. I've got so much experience to learn from and reflect on. But it was also part of this driven mechanism that caused me to punch out and question what really life is about. So I went through a period of questioning, what's my purpose? What am I doing all this for? It's not really making me happy, especially the achievement, the career focused bit. So I became a coach. I became a coach as part of my journey to explore and look at who am I really and what do I really want? What is a nourishing, fulfilling life for me? And that's really influenced who I've been for my clients along the way also. I went through a phase of depression, questioning, feeling low. I went through a period of having a difficult marriage. I spent 20 years in a marriage and made the difficult decision to leave that. So some really challenging parts to the life that have shaped me into really following a life that's actually led by a deeper wisdom. Like I've learned to tune into what is wisdom versus noise in the head. What's a fear-driven decision versus coming from a deeper knowing. And I've explored that for many years as I've gone on a deeper psychological path, exploring my own psychological and spiritual makeup so that I can live with more peace of mind, more clarity, more wisdom, more power. And that's a lot of what I bring to clients now. It's like helping them cut through, live with more peace, cut through the noise to gain clarity of who they are and what they deeply want, and hopefully what you deeply want. And now I'm in my mid-50s. I'm living my passion. I'm living my life passionately in Glastonbury in the UK, which is a fascinating place for reflection, contemplation, and exploration. I am a proud father of 2 children who are young adults, Ella and Max. I'm an active yogi. I'm a breath worker. I explore anything that is psychological or spiritual in nature. I'm really curious about the nature of our existence and consciousness and all sorts. I am also an environmental activist. I sing as part of the climate choir, the National Climate Choir. I also sing as part of Shakti Sings, which is an earth choir. We sing at Stonehenge at the solstices. Do come and see me there. It's one of the most amazing sacred experiences you could ever have. And here I am now, stripping back, living life more simply, living life more in nature, more connected to community, more exploring of relationship, more learning and growing. And the role I find myself in my 50s now is to live my life by like my human design profile and my gene keys exploration, which I can tell you more about, to amazing areas of wisdom like ancient wisdom. Is like I'm here as a role model to lead and live my life by example, and to be a guide and a coach for others. So my job really is to inspire and challenge you to look at how you're living and leading. And that's what I see as my role here now in this life. So in summary, I'm inspired to help you, inspire you to improve your world. And I'm inspired to help you play your role in changing the whole world.